Howdy, folks. Thank you for listening. I want to give you a quick heads up that this episode is a little bit darker than some of the previous stuff. We kind of deal with topics of disordered eating, self-harm, fat phobia, mental illness, all that very fun stuff. Also, the most important warning, I was clicking a lot during this episode. I didn't notice, and I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. We try to remove as much as we can, but there might still be a little bit in there. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. I think it's actually a really interesting discussion. Enjoy the episode.
I'm dreaming of an asbestos Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Hobby Horses. I am 1/3 of your host, Richard.
And I am 2/3 of your host, Angharin.
And I'm the third of your host, Thea.
How are you guys doing?
I hurt my back. I've already been over this.
Thea, how could you?
My audio, we recorded this intro previously and then my microphone wasn't working, so we've all heard about this again, but the world needs to know about my bad back.
They do.
With my powers of reading your mind, do you have a dance performance that you have to go to?
I do.
And there's only 4 people in the dance performance?
Four people.
It's completely true. How did you know that? Your psychic powers are becoming so strong.
Yeah.
And is it out of state? I feel like I'm sensing it might be out of state.
It is out of state. I have to drive.
Wow.
It's not actually, it's like an hour and 20 minutes, no traffic. So it's not the worst.
Not too bad.
No, not too bad.
If it was worse... Is anyone
coming up with you, or are you just going on your own?
Yeah, I'm driving another one of our dancers up. But we're going, like, if it was longer, I was like, if it's more than an hour and a half, I will probably get a hotel just for a night, because I have to there's 2 shows, so I have to be there tomorrow from like 12 to probably 9 o'clock. Then I'll get back at 11, and then I have to be back there for the morning show at 10.
I was going to say I might be in New Hampshire this weekend, and I could see it, but I'm not going to be there at 10.
I'm not going to New Hampshire.
I might be there Sunday afternoon. Oh, I presumed it was New Hampshire because it's a state.
It's Rhode Island.
Is it Connecticut?
Rhode Island.
Well, I actually might be able to see it if it's in Rhode Island, then. Where is it?
I will send you information, but it's
Oh, yeah. I forgot we were recording a podcast. Hi, guys.
I was trying really hard not to triangulate our location. You guys were like, so it's in New Hampshire? And
we live in Greenland.
Yes.
You're wondering where we are?
No.
We're in Greenland.
Richard, don't lie.
There's a seal outside my house.
We're in Richardstan. Obviously, we're proud residents of Richardstan.
Yeah, Richard, we gotta advertise Richardstan. We actually actively encourage immigrants in Richardstan.
We do.
We gotta build up our population, so.
Of 3.
Yeah.
Of 3. We gotta bump that up.
But Herod, where were you all day?
I went out with my friend Bleep. And
Love
it was
Bleep.
her birthday. It's her birthday tomorrow. So we went to...
Bleep.
Happy birthday, Bleep. We love you, Bleep.
Oh my god.
Never gonna stop loving you, Bleep. Sorry. I'm really tired.
Oh, I see. Okay, well that's gonna be a great thing to have. Okay. We went out. We went to this place in Boston, which may or may not be close to where we live. And we had cakes. It was very lovely because her boyfriend, who has a full-time adult job, paid for absolutely everything.
That's the best.
It is very nice. I felt a little bit bad because, like, the cake place was expensive, and I got a cake and a boba.
How dare you?
And then we went to stores. I spent like $40 of his money on the like the like blind boxes. You know the like boxes of the like cute figurines, and you like take them, but you don't know which one you're gonna get.
Yes.
Well, I got one. I got
What do you got?
what's his name? I got one of the Hello Kitty characters. I always forget what they're called. The Sanrio or whatever.
Yeah.
I got one of the. I don't remember which one it is. Wait.
Please wait by while Herod looks something up. We value your time, and we know that this is really boring. So sorry about that.
Richard, we can just
While you're waiting,
edit it out.
please enjoy a complimentary beverage, such as a coffee or a tea.
Richard, the magic of editing.
Complimentary
We don't need to
breakfast.
put this in.
Yeah.
Well, now we do.
Complimentary beverage is outside of your room. It has been placed by us. Do not ask how we place the complimentary beverage. Just enjoy it. Thank you.
Do not look behind the curtain.
They think the podcast is coming from their phone, but little do they know we're actually doing the podcast under.
We're the
their
rats
house.
that
Like,
live in your
we're,
wall.
like in the floor. Yeah.
Pochaco. That's who I got. I got a little Pochaco.
Aww.
He's on a key ring. And he's like mint green, and he's got a little onesie on.
That's cute.
Very
cute.
cute. She also. Oh my god! Wait, there was also. I have a Labubu. I have a Labubu. This is
What on
Just-
earth is a labubu?
Oh
You
my
don't know
god,
what a
Richard.
Labubu is?
It's the little. It's the
Richard.
little yellow thing that's on my that I have a key ring of. You know the thing that you think is
What?
ugly. That I like have on my bag sometimes.
The thing people...
No, you have a bunch of ugly things. I searched laboob and I didn't find anything.
No, it's not Laboob. It's not
Laboobu.
Laboob. It's Laboobu.
Laboobu? Oh, I found it.
Oh my gosh, Laboob.
Oh. Yeah, those little ugly things.
How was your day, Richard? What have you been up to?
Labubu has a boyfriend.
There's lots of different Laboobus, many different colors of Labubu.
Ignoring my
Well,
figure.
Herod. They're called monsters. Labubu is a specific person. Her boyfriend is called Taikoko.
Oh, obviously.
Does she just have lots of different clothes?
No, there's different characters. There's Makoko, Pato, Spooky, Taiko,
You don't know
Taikoko,
about your
and
Labubu lore?
Zamumu.
I don't know my Labubu lore.
Zamumu
I'm
is
gonna be
the
honest.
Zamumu is the leader of the tribe.
There's a tribe.
There's a tribe, of course.
Wow,
Okay, but
people
how
have
do
really not
Anyway,
been paying attention to the important things with these Labubu. Everyone's just like, I need to get one. I haven't heard anything about the lore. All I've heard is either people saying, oh my gosh, I love them, or that they're the devil incarnate and going to single-handedly cause the end of the world through their consumerism lifestyle.
Wait,
And then there's
okay,
the blackface
okay.
Labubu.
Who's saying that they're gonna destroy the world?
People
There's
on
been-
TikTok.
Is
People-
this someone specific?
people
Oh, it's just people. It's just
hate
insane
it
people
though.
on TikTok.
They're like, it's just another consumerist trend, and yet there'll be men with like 60
yeah.
pop figures, and no one cared.
Yeah, it
I
is a
don't-
consumer trend. Surprise, we live in a capitalist society? What? I didn't
Like-
know this.
I feel like some people decide, like, yeah, having increasing, like, amounts of plastic in the world is bad, but also,
It's just a little Labubu. It's a little guy.
it's a toy. Toys have existed for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I don't know why this specific
it's
one
not a new thing.
is, like, people are like, I hate them! Like,
Because people just reach out. People lash out against anything they don't like.
yeah.
That's why, and they just find reasons to justify their feelings. Anyway,
Yeah.
my
People
day
just think they look ugly, and then
Yeah.
they hate them.
was all right. It was all right. But I did do something today that I wanted to talk about. Are we ready to transition? Have we had enough talking time?
Yes,
Do
it's
we want
been
more talking time?
it's been 10 to 15 minutes, so you may proceed.
Thank you. Fiona. So anyway, I went out last night to Market Basket. You familiar with the store that's popular in Greenland, Market
Yes.
Basket?
Good old Demillas. Everyone knows Market Basket.
And I got some food. So I've been trying to lose weight, right? And that's sort of kind of the crux of what I wanted to talk about. I have a couple different things kind of within that, but we'll see kind of where we end up drifting to. But I wanted to lose weight. So I've been trying to lose weight for like the last 2 months, and I succeeded the first month of losing quite a few weight. I lost 6 pounds or so from just kind of tracking my diet and stuff like that. But in the last month or so, in my second month of trying to lose weight, this time, obviously I've done it before, I noticed that I basically flatlined. So I flatlined at 208, which is about a BMI of like 30, so 32, I think, which is just kind of over into obese. I was trying to figure that out, and so I've been trying to eat more healthy, specifically more satiating things has been my goal recently. Because I've previously been like, I need to get all the minerals, I need to get all the vitamins, but now I'm just like, I want stuff that fills me up. Because I think that the biggest problem is when I'm hungry, I make a lot of bad decisions in terms of, oh, I could just have that snack, or oh, I could just eat that. And so I'm trying to eat foods that maximize satiation. That's sort of been my my goal. So that's been a little bit different, but that's sort of what I want to talk about is like a fixation on like my weight that I have. And then I know you guys kind of have opinions upon that yourselves.
Fixation on your weight, sorry. You're just like, that's what I want to talk about in therapy today.
So our podcast topics have been Fire Emblem, the Constitution of Richard Stan, of which we all live, Vocaloid, and now diet culture.
Going 17.
Yeah, going 17.
And now diet culture. Richard just really does a curveball with his episodes, and I enjoy that.
He brings a level of
that.
what even is this podcast to our show that I really appreciate.
I mean, yeah. Is it about horses? Is it about deep issues? Is it about politics?
So right now, and Herod, what's your relationship with food?
Ooh, wow, that. Okay, my relationship with food is not the best. Yes, it's not the best. I mean, it's not the worst thing, but I am. Unfortunately, if you thought from my voice that I was like a supermodel,
that's what I was thinking.
I am not. I am fat.
You are a supermodel in my eyes.
Tis my reality. I could be a plus size model, except I'm too fat for that.
Well, do you know, I saw a video online of this girl who was on the thinner side, and she was a quote-unquote plus size model because they would basically add stuffing. Yeah. Because oftentimes when you have actual plus size people, they have a soft jawline, larger cheeks. Things are not generally considered attractive in our society. So they'll get people who are skinnier and have that snatched jawline, and then just stuff their like undergarments and stuff so they look larger, so that they don't have to actually like have quote unquote like chubbier like ugly faces. And I think that's the most crazy thing I've ever heard, and why we probably have so much like body dysmorphia in our society, because people are like, well, I don't look like this person. It's like, that person has been like, sorry. It's just, that boggles my mind.
No, I agree. I mean, I feel like we could go on for so long about, like, modeling and commercials and how much everything is, like, photoshopped and changed. That's a whole, even, like, tangential, but, like, is that correct, the word? I don't know.
And diet culture is so prevalent just because of how capitalism is the source of most of the troubles in the world. And so obviously just like people try to sell diets, and so they're like, oh, you could do this, you could do that, you don't look like this, you can do that. Everything's manufactured to sell more and make people feel worse.
To give us a baseline, I feel like maybe we could each go over quickly. Well, I think Richard was trying like our experiences with diet culture and stuff like that, which is my experience with it is, like, I grew up always a little bit on the heavier side, like, though honestly I look back at photos of myself now when I was younger, and I was like, I don't even look fat, like, at all. Like, I thought I was so big, and I, like, look like a normal child. I'm like, oh, damn. But yeah, I was, like, had a lot of influences around me that led me to have a lot of dislike for my body. And then yeah, so I've struggled with like my weight stuff my whole life, but I've never successfully been able to like diet. But also right now where I am is I'm trying to focus on like being healthy more and being like body neutral at this moment rather than losing weight. Personally, that is my personal
Mhm.
goal.
Mm-hmm.
Thea, what about you?
You know, very similar. I'm also a larger person, and you know, I feel like everyone who grows up a chunky person has a very similar story of just feeling like you have to diet or you have to be skinny. And I've been a dancer almost my whole life. Like I said, I have a performance tomorrow. And that is it's really difficult when you are a chunkier person and you're in a field or a hobby where being skinny and petite and light is
Being
like
skinny. Being skinny.
I knew you were gonna. I was like, the minute I stumbled, I was like, don't draw attention to it. Bees.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Just like being like that's the goal is to be thin, and I have struggle. I have a lot of chronic pain, and I have an ankle issue that I developed when I was in high school. And I went to so many doctors, and I saw so many people, and they were like, well, maybe if you lose weight, you'll have less, like, weight on your toes when you're dancing. Maybe that'll fix the problem. Or, like, any health issue is usually, oh, well, maybe it's because you're heavier. And it's like, well, I'm not that, like, and I'm even, like, I know, like, my privilege. I'm not, like, a full plus-sized person. I'm, like, not quite there. And so I know I don't have it as hard as other people, but it's been, like, when I was younger, it was very difficult with my body image, and so I tried, like, a lot of diets, like, with my mom. My mom and I dieted together, because me and her have pretty much the same body type, copy-pasted, and I was trying to, you know, get weight off so that I could be a better dancer and be better at the thing I love, because I thought that was just sort of what you needed to do. And I'm also very, like, I have always had a lot of aversions to certain foods and textures, and so I was a really picky eater when I was younger too, which made it worse, because it was like, it felt like if you wanted to be skinny, you had to eat salad, and if you don't eat salad, you're gonna be fat and ugly forever. And I was like, honestly, I still hate salad. I'll eat, like, I found ways to eat healthy that I like, but I feel like I'm eating grass the second I put lettuce in my mouth. Like, I can't stand it. And, like, I've just never been happy, like, when on diets, and it never helped me lose weight. And so I've sort of just come to this place where, I was at a place a couple years ago. I was really happy with my body, and I was content where I'm at. As of late, it's been a little bit harder, because I went to college, and I didn't have that same control over my diet as I had at home. And I felt gross. Like, I felt like what I was eating wasn't good. It felt like I didn't have any choice. I was pretty much sitting and doing homework all the time, and I wasn't exercising as much as I used to. And I have so many more aches and pains and chronic issues right now that it feels sort of like, I feel like it's harder to like your body when it is also hurting you, and it's hard to, like, have a more positive opinion of yourself when everything hurts.
Yeah.
But
that's a whole aspect of us that me and Hera don't really have.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's especially difficult when I have a lot of issues that don't get resolved. I go through testing, I do this, I do that, and then they're like, well, we don't see anything, so there's nothing we can do. And it's like, oh, okay, but I'm still experiencing this? So, like, something's not right.
Yeah, I feel like medical dismissal of, like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to diss your doctors and be like they're not doing enough, but I do know
When you're a
that
fat
is,
woman,
like,
no one listens to
something-
you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the bluntness of it. Like, if you are not, like, pretty privilege is really, like, is real, especially when you're
I felt
trying
that
to
as well, yeah.
get your, like, especially in the health field. At least, I'm sure there are doctors out there that are good doctors, but it's sort of like, you know, it's like the not all men of arguments. It's like, there's enough that it's still a problem.
Yeah.
What about
I
you?
don't
So
know.
I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. But
Sorry, I was
kind of the
breaking.
reason that I wanted to bring this up. Yeah, no, you're good. Part of the reason that I wanted to bring this up is that I feel like my relationship with kind of food and my body is a little bit different than both of you. I feel like mostly you guys are on the same page. And I feel like I'm mostly on the same page with you, but I just think there's a slightly different way that we think about it, and I was just kind of curious to discuss that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it is
like
because we were raised female and you were raised male, which is definitely a different societal, cultural experience.
Yeah. I would guess so. Well, I mean, what I'm gonna say is I think I hate myself more than you guys hate yourself. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, I hate myself more than you. Sorry, it's a competition.
I'm not like the other fats.
I'm not like the other fats.
We were
you can do
having
whatever.
Oh, yeah. No,
Go
I
ahead,
do
go
mind,
ahead.
Richard.
So,
I do mind.
okay. So, when I grew up, I very much hated myself for my weight. I remember throughout high school, I would, constantly remind myself that I was a terrible person because of my weight. Like, I would, I remember this very distinctly, that whenever I had, like a crush on a girl or something like that, because I was like, oh, she's cute. And then I would always be like, no, she'll never like me because I'm fat, and I know what I am, and I know I'm gross, and no one will ever love me. And I would literally smash my head into a wall sometimes and be like, I gotta make sure I associate this pain with the feeling of having a crush on someone, because if I associate this pain with the feeling of having a crush on someone, then I won't have that anymore, and I won't embarrass myself by having feelings when I'm so ugly and so gross that no one would ever have anything back to me, and it's only going to lead to pain.
Damn, we really need to put a trigger warning on this episode.
Trigger warning now for talking of food and also discussions of self-harm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't think of it as self-harm, but I guess it is.
It is.
Well,
that's the thing. I'm like, I know I was the same. I didn't used to like consider stuff like that self-harm, and then someone was like, no, that is self-harm, and I was like, oh,
if it's
yeah.
harming yourself even a little, it's still self-harm.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It doesn't have to be a stereotypical presentation of it to be considered.
Yeah, but anyway, like in my current state, so I gained a bunch of weight. I was up about 50 pounds higher than I am right now in college, and then I basically got to this point where I just started being kind of unable to deal with stuff. I started having panic attacks, and as part of the panic attacks, and I don't know if this is kind of related to my hatred of like my weight or if this is kind of unrelated, but I would have panic attacks whenever I got like the full stomach feeling. So I stopped eating a lot, and I would feel kind of hungry constantly, but like I'd find it really hard to eat. So I lost a bunch of weight through that, but I always felt like I never felt healthy. Like I always felt...
well, that's...
I mean,
gross,
definitely
like,
not a healthy way to...
But I was losing weight, so part of me is like...
Well,
I'm glad I was losing weight.
I mean, that's dipping your toes into eating disorder
definitely
territory. So
yeah, for sure.
It's losing weight, but it's not healthy.
But anyway, I'm currently at the point where like I still like see myself, and I'm still like... I don't hate myself in the way that I used to. I'm like, that's a person. They're okay. But like, a big part of me still says stuff like, if you did want to like date, you'd have to lose a significant amount of weight. And so I still try and kind of lose weight because I'm just like, I have to do it. And also because of health reasons. Like there's kind of that dual aspect to kind of obesity. There's the shame and like feelings of unattractiveness, but there's also the real health things that do exist.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wanted. I guess I wanted your guys' opinion on like how, because I
Your
feel like you
opinion
guys are
on your
much
trauma?
more. You guys are much more accepting of your weights. I feel like than I am. And I'm just curious, like, do you think that's true? First of all, and like, why do you think so?
I can get up on my soapbox for hours. See, I have a lot of opinions, but I'm the worst person at being good with my words. Like, the minute my brain has strong feelings, every single word comes rushing out of my mouth. Which is why I have a really hard time, like, debating people or doing arguments, because I know things, and I know I've read them, and I know they're good sources, but my emotions just make it that I can't, like, get the words out, because I have so many in my head, but I do think, like I said, I do think...
I have like a couple stats if people want about like obesity and health effects.
Well,
people want that.
I know I think we have slightly different opinions on this, but I personally believe that the BMI weight stuff is absolute nonsense. I don't think it's reflective of what being healthy actually is. It's like there's been tons of people saying that it's basically pseudoscience, and it's very frustrating because I know people that are struggling and need certain health things, and there's BMI requirements, so then you have to lose weight, and losing weight is not there. I feel like there's this idea that weight is a choice, which I think is really damaging, because a lot of people believe, if you are larger, that's because you're not exercising, you're not eating right, you're too sedentary, you're not like...
So I guess this is kind of one of our major disagreements, because I fundamentally think I do believe that weight is a choice. It's a choice that, it's a choice in the same way that, like, an addiction is in the same ways as, like, I'm not saying it's easy to break, but I am going to say it is fundamentally, mostly, like, due to you making the decision to do that. Like, how is it not a choice?
If I can say, we were talking about this. We were talking about this the other day, me and Richard. We were talking about weight and stuff. And I said that I think weight is more genetics than it is to do with health choices. And Richard said that he didn't believe that was true. So I found an article about it from Harvard.
And I have this pulled up as well.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly what it said. I mean, I only
40 to 70% of variation of BMI is linked to genetics.
Yeah, 40 to 70%. And I think, I think that's pretty significant. I mean, I just see that personally reflected through, like, the real world, like, life. I see families, and they look like each other. Our whole family, like, at least... we don't have that much family to check against on my mom's side, but, like, my whole family on my dad's side has always been a little bit on the heavier side, and that's reflected in my dad's body type, and that's reflected in me and my brother's body type.
And I personally, I see this in me and my sister, and my mom and her sister, because like, me and my sister, we have pretty much almost the exact same lifestyle. We both eat at home. We eat pretty much the same things that, like, our family eats. We both dance. We're both active. I'm slightly less active currently, just because I'm dealing with a bunch of injuries and stuff. But I am visually larger than she is. And my mom and her sister are the exact same. Like, we're copy-pasted, like, body type mirrors of each other. And so it would be different if I was a lot less active and I did not eat as well, and then people would be like, oh, well, that makes sense, but we live pretty similar lifestyles, and it's just, I will just be larger than her, and that's just sort of something that I had to come to peace with.
For context, I would say that I would define your sister as being, like, skinny.
Like, yeah, she's skinny. She's, like... I would say she's normal person skinny. Like, she's not flesh and bones.
No, I wouldn't say she's super skinny.
She's thin.
I would define her as she's thin.
Yeah, like, I think her dress size was, like, I don't even remember, but it was like an 8 or a 6, and then my dress size when we were bridesmaid shopping was a 20. So like that's a very big jump, and it's not a major lifestyle. And I also think
I'm back.
Did you leave?
You left?
I did. I'm glad you noticed.
Did you say you were leaving? We were arguing.
I've been gone for like a minute.
I was. Oh my god! You missed my
Neither
arguments.
of us noticed.
I was just saying that we see it reflected, difference in body types reflected in our families, and like in my family, me and my sister have a very similar lifestyle, but I'm heavier than she is, and that's not really anything to do with our choices because we live pretty similar lives. And I was also just going to add that I think simplifying that weight is a choice is a very privileged take, but because that is expecting that everyone has the same chances. Like, some people might work a desk job all day, every day, and they have to sit and do work or they won't be able to eat. And they don't have the chance to, they could get up at 5 a.m. maybe and go work out, but that's, like, no skinny person is gonna do that unless they, like...
I think the expectation that someone, like, that is skinny, who, let's say someone, like, 130 pounds or something, and they are naturally skinny, you know, they eat all right, they go on walks, but they don't do anything crazy. For them to have an expectation that just because someone is heavier than them, but has, like, the same lifestyle, and they have to... I feel like I'm not making any sense.
Yeah, you're making sense. I get it.
Okay. If a skinny person expects someone to put in, like, loads more effort into their exercise and their, like, routine and everything just to be the same size as them, I don't understand that. I think that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, the privilege that you have of being small, and then suddenly you're looking at people and judging them even though you have never put in that work. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, I see kind of some people coming from that position of, like, they've been small their whole lives, and they just assume that everyone who is fat is, like, gorging themselves every day. And that's not true.
A lot of it is just our societal, like, the way we're, like, being, like, like, just from our whole lives. Like, it's just built into our media, our culture. And I do think, a lot of, at least nowadays, I think there's a lot more plus-sized, like, women acceptance, but there's still, at least for men, I feel like, sort of tying with what Richard was saying with his experiences, there is not a lot of all bodies are beautiful for men, but I do think that is also just societally, the patriarchy. They put men in a very specific box, and it's like everyone assumes patriarchy is bad for women, but it's equally bad for men because it just puts them in this box that they have to, like, the male gaze exists for men looking at men. Like, it's the reason why all superheroes are buff, jacked people with abs. When if you talk with a lot of women, they like they'll have celebrity crushes on people that are chubbier. Like, so many women are in love with Jack Black just because he's a funny guy. I was literally
gonna bring up Jack Black.
Yeah,
like so many people are in love with Jack Black.
Yeah, and I think the sort of idea that women don't go for larger guys stems from the patriarchy too. It's this idea that you have to look a certain way to be loved. These are the standards that we're laying down. And it's equally, like, it's harmful for, like, both, like, genders. Or sexes, I should say.
And I'm curious, I'll let Thea finish her thought, but I'm also wanting to know, like, Richard, where are you coming from? I feel like you do know, like, where we're coming from. I feel like me and Thea are both coming from areas of, like, we don't think being fat is really a choice. And we think that, I think both of us, are, like, into body neutrality and just, like, treating people like a person no matter their size.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying you disagree with that, but I'm like saying
cancel Richard. Canceled Richard.
Richard hates fat people.
We are now removing him from the podcast.
But I'm curious where you feel like your views differ the most from us.
I think my general, in a nutshell, I believe that weight is a very complex issue. I think there's societal, cultural, all sorts of issues piling on, and to simplify it as a choice, it just doesn't account for the grayness of the issue. And I think at the end of the day, health should be what people aim for, but also being healthy is not being morally right. There is no morality tied to being healthy, because at the end of the day, it is your body, and your body is not, there's a lot of things not up to you. So this idea that people that don't, like, even, like, I see it with people talking about addicts, or people talking about, they're like, oh, well, this is, they're, like, it's seen as morally wrong to be unhealthy. And I don't believe in that. And I think a lot of issues could be fixed if being unhealthy was not seen as such this, like, horrible, morally wrong thing. And it's more of just a neutral state of, it's not great, but people shouldn't be shamed, hated on, felt like, it should not be a point of shame. It should be something that people will try to help you fix, and try and help you introduce healthier lifestyles, and try to make things work for you and your circumstances. So if you're in a place where you can't afford a gym membership, like, maybe someone will be like, oh, well, we could go on walks and talk, like, do you want to do that? Or you, like, any sort of step towards health is good because it's a self-improving goal, not because it's a step in being morally correct, if that makes any sense.
That absolutely makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. I would say where I differ from you, I think, is a couple ways. I think there's both on the kind of the, there's a gut emotional level, and there's also kind of just like a more rational thing, and I'll try and go through both of them. First of all, I just feel like I still have this kind of gut feeling, and I don't know how much you guys still have this gut feeling, kind of, when you strip away the irrationality of just, like, you being gross. Like, I still have that's still within me. Every day when every time I look at a mirror. I don't know if that's something that you... It's
still something I struggle with, especially now, like, when my mental health's already not doing good. And, like, I noticed just in the last 4 years, I look at pictures of me 4 years ago, in my face, I definitely gained weight in my face. Like, I always had a double chin, but it's even rounder. My features are even softer, and I grew out of some clothes just in the past 4 years, or things don't fit me as comfortably. And so, like, it's a struggle, because your bodies to a point are just always uncomfortable, and there's just stuff built in that's like, I feel gross, and even though people tell me, oh no, like, you're beautiful, you look so nice, there's just always body neutrality is really hard to achieve, and I think it's almost impossible in some ways.
For me, yeah, I still struggle. I don't think I struggle as much as you do, Richard, because I definitely have days where I look in the mirror and I think, oh, I look good today, which I think that's a feat in of itself, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I personally have lost some weight recently, which has put me into, like, the bad habit of checking my weight again on the scale, like, every day, which is not a good habit to have, because then suddenly your mood for the day depends on what that number is.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have also...
And a lot of it's just random variation.
Exactly. And it depends, like, have you had a shit that day? And it's like, if you haven't, you're a couple pounds heavier. Like,
how
sorry.
much water? How much water have you had? Did you eat breakfast? Like, there's so many contributors to that number. It's crazy, and no one talks about it.
No, they don't. They're like as if you're like the same exact, like, pounds and ounces, and it's like, no, it varies.
Yeah.
And also, like, through period cycles as well, for women specifically, that can have a lot of effect on weight. Anyway, I mean, even, like, something that I've struggled with is less... I mean, I've definitely struggled with disordered eating in the way that I won't, like, eat, and then I will, like, congratulate myself for it, you know? I mean, this is, like, fully, like, definitely into disordered eating. Like, I won't eat, and then I will, like, feel good about myself for starving myself, which is a bad thing.
Yeah. People listening, that is bad. Do not do that.
Yeah, that's bad. Ooh.
That is a habit to try and break. Food is fuel.
Yeah, or, like, having a certain of, like, idealization of, like, eating disorders, and like saying, like, oh damn, like, I wish, like, I feel so gross and full right now, like, I wish I could throw it up, which I've never done, but I have, like, fantasized or idealized the idea of doing that, because sometimes I do eat and I eat too much, and then I wish that I hadn't, and I wish I could purge. I haven't done that, but, you know, it's something that I've idealized. And so, yeah, I struggle with that stuff less than I did, but I definitely still feel that, and I definitely still have a lot of moments where I look at myself in the mirror and I just, like, don't like what I see looking back at me. A lot of it for me stems from... I'll try and wrap up soon. A lot of it for me stems from, like, I kind of want to be more conventionally attractive. Like, I feel like I see just... I mean, I feel like it's kind of an obvious thing, but it feels almost embarrassing to admit. You know? Like, I felt embarrassed, like, as, like, the fat girl growing up, that I wanted to be pretty, because I was like, that isn't meant for me. You know, which I think, Richard, it feels like you were saying you felt a similar way.
This is going to be a hard topic to play a mini game for. I feel like this is so serious.
I do have a mini game, though I don't know how well it fits, but it might be a good break.
I was just like, as we were talking, I was like, wow, this is definitely
Oh my god, okay.
Sorry, continue.
That killed me. I've lost my train of thought completely.
I'm sorry.
But the long story short, yes, I definitely have struggled a lot with my body image, and I still do to this day. And I think, for now, it depends on the day. If I'm having, like, a good day and, like, I'm feeling confident and I'm feeling good about myself, then I'm like, yeah. But if I am feeling low, I would be like, I am disgusting.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I noticed for me too.
The thing about weight, it's like, if you, and I guess this is true of, like, addiction and other things like that, but it's like, if you could control someone completely, right? If you trapped them in a hospital room, chain them to a bed, you could make them not be obese, right? Any person you could take and you could be like, I'm going to fix this, and there is a fixable way of doing that. You don't give them as many calories as they use, right?
Yeah. I mean, is that healthy? Is that healthy though? Like,
why wouldn't it be healthy?
I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, and
I'm not saying starve them completely. I'm saying, like, give them, a few hundred calories less than they need.
I think there's ways.
Put them on a calorie deficit.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, there are some things where I'm like, I don't know enough about it to confidently say things, and I don't know. That's a metaphor that I don't feel confident saying, like, any obese person can be taught to lose weight or something, because I'm sure.
Also, I actually disagree with that, because I know there are underlying medical disorders that can create weight gain despite, like, caloric intake. And so I don't necessarily think that is true.
Okay, it's true of the vast majority of the population. I don't know specifically about these disorders? I mean, how would those disorders...
I'm gonna put an asterisk on that. I'm gonna...
Yeah.
We are not medical
eventually
professionals.
It comes down to...
Or biologists.
Science. It comes down to science, right?
Yeah, but this feels like
either you use your fat or you die.
Yeah.
So the only disorder that could really stop you from being able to lose weight would be a disorder that causes you to just die instead of burning fat.
Well, there's a lot of disorders that mess with your metabolism and with things like that. I don't know, I haven't done any research into this, but I remember when I did my intro to psych class. Oh my god, sorry, this is just like a flashback memory of my intro to psych class. She was talking about, the professor was talking about how people, once they have gained weight, like, in excess, that their appetites are now, like, there's something in the chemistry of their brains that their appetites are now perpetually increased even if they lose that weight.
I can't speak to that.
I can't speak to that either, but I do remember it being a really weird thing where she was like, so don't gain weight, guys. Don't be fat, guys. And I was just sitting there like, oh my gosh.
I was born this way.
Guess I'm screwed.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I don't know.
So I remember that being a weird day in class.
But yeah, there's another stat which is about 90% of diets fail. So 90% of people's attempts to lose weight fail. So why do you have a side eye for a diet? Because you were talking about like not having the moral high ground for being skinny, and I totally agree with that. But isn't dieting a tool to make yourself healthier in the end of the day?
I sort of have an opinion that all things, at least concerning sort of body image and culture, have been sort of... I basically think they've been corrupted to a point that we can't go back, is I think a lot of diets support unhealthy thinking, where it's very easy to fall into disordered eating because you have people telling you, well, you need this, or you can't have that, or you can't have this. And when you start, like I hear, like, a lot of people talking about experiences with certain disordered eating, it'll be like, you get obsessed with the control of that number until, like, it takes over you. And so I think I have nothing against trying to eat healthier, which is something I'm currently trying to do, where I'm trying to find areas of my diet that I'm currently lacking in, and I try to find meals that I really enjoy and bring me joy, because I also think diet is such a... Sorry, not... Diet isn't, what you eat. It's such a human thing. Like, food makes people happy, and that's just sort of... It's, like, it's part of our culture. We eat together. We, like, there's a reason, like, food is so central in a lot of cultures.
Food is, like, a huge culture.
Yeah, it's a huge human experience. And so when you start adding this guilt to, I'm with my friends and I can't eat this because my diet told me not to, because then I will be skinny and then people will love me. That's when it gets out of control. And I think if we had at one point in time this is dieting. This is learning to introduce healthier habits to make you feel better on a daily basis, make your body run better, and to just be the best health you can be because it's so individualized. I think, yeah, that's great. However, I think diets as they are now have been so corrupted by capitalism and sort of forced onto our current society, where it's like, you have to do this, or this is what you must do. You can't do that, you can't do this, or you're undesirable, you don't deserve to be loved. It's just, there's too many negative connotations with it right now that make it so easy to fall into very harmful habits. And eating will always be healthier than not eating. It's your body needs that fuel some way or another. And so I think just immediately assuming, oh, dieting is always good, it's trying to be healthy, is ignoring the fact that not, like, there isn't a single, like, no one's like, oh, you should meet up with a nutritionist and look at, like, your blood work and look at what your current diet is and just try to have it more rounded. A lot of it is some gym bro online being like, you need this many macros, you need to do this, or buy my supplement that I'm selling that's definitely not just sugar pills that I put a will lose weight label on. Like, it's at this point where it's just so convoluted, and
So, I'm gonna sort of disagree, because you said that eating is always gonna be healthier than not eating. And I'm not really sure if I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean more along the lines of, like, starving yourself. Because gorging yourself and starving yourself are both unhealthy. But
yes,
it's
if you had to choose one, one's gonna kill you a lot faster.
Yeah. This idea that, oh, I'm being good, I'm not gonna eat this thing, is, like, okay, but you're allowed to enjoy, like, what, like, a single cupcake out with friends isn't going to kill you,
right.
But I think the mindset of it, of the food being evil, is going to cause a lot more harm. And so I'm much more of I'm a pro work with your doctor and find what's healthy for you, or look at what is healthy for you from a point of, I want to feel better, or I want to be healthier and feel healthy in my body, versus I need to go on this diet because I can't wear this bikini in the summer and I need to wear this bikini, and so I have to lose all this weight, and so maybe I'll skip breakfast and then I'll skip this, and then I'm really weak all the time, so I won't work out and I won't do those things that are good for my heart because I feel like I'm going to pass out because I'm not eating. Like, there's just too many, it's just too convoluted.
So, here's my question. Would you recommend, if someone comes up to you and they say, hello, I am Chad, and I'm struggling with my weight, right? But except I know absolutely nothing about how to eat at all, right? And he says, should I
go to a nutritionist, Chad?
would it be healthiest for me to kind of be on some sort of diet, be counting in some way, or is it healthier not to do that? And, like, fundamentally, my question, I guess, my point is, wouldn't it be healthier, ignoring the psychological effects that dieting has, which I definitely agree with, and also ignoring fad diets, which I definitely agree with, can be very bad for you, but kind of talking about, and what I've been trying to do is, like, counting your calories per meal. You know, you can occasionally allow some cheat days or whatever, but generally trying to keep track of that number. Isn't that a way of keeping you healthy? Because in the end of the day, well, twofold. First of all, there are significant health effects of obesity. I mean, I have the stuff right here.
Well, yeah,
7 times more likely for diabetes, 2 times more likely for heart disease, 2 times more likely for stroke, 50% more likely for cancer.
What? Yeah, but what I was gonna say, let me make my point. What I was going to say, thank you, is the Wikipedia article does the same thing, and it says that a psychiatric risk of weight is depression. And I'm like, and it does specify that this is due to social factors rather than physical effects. But I don't know. When I was looking at another website that was listing the health effects, it said something like that. And I was like, well, now this is thrown into question the entirety of this article, because the depression is not a direct, like, creation of, like, weight. It is just...
No, a lot of this is correlation. Yeah, a lot of this is correlation.
It's just correlation, and also, like, weight has nothing to do with... You're not depressed because you're fat. You're depressed because you're fat and people don't like fat people.
Yeah, that's sort of my thing, too.
Like, yeah, there are a lot of correlations, but the thing is, it's like, how much of this do I actually, like, have to, like, worry about, considering, like, I don't know, genuinely, but when I go to the doctors, my, like, blood pressure levels are generally on the lower side, and they have always been within, like, good, like, reason. my like blood sugar levels, like I look specifically for any diabetes symptoms because our father has diabetes, and I have never been like at risk for any of them. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, how I feel like that information, that more specific blood like sourced information should be more important, and I feel like kind of overrule the weight thing. It's like, hey, maybe if you're fat you have high blood pressure, and then I look and I'm like, oh, I don't have high blood pressure, but people are like, well, you still might have high blood pressure. I don't know. I'm like,
Well, no, you don't have high blood pressure if you don't have high blood pressure. But I think the
Yeah.
idea is, like, excess weight just has this kind of dragging effect on you throughout your life. And if you have excess weight for 50 years, then maybe you do get high blood pressure, or you get diabetes, or something like that. Like, it's not that you're unhealthy right now, necessarily. But it's, like, the perpetual effect of the weight on your system, on your heart, on your cholesterol.
but how much, Richard, how much of this have you genuinely researched? And how much of it is just what you think from assumptions? And I'm not saying your assumptions are wrong. You're a very smart person, and, you know, a lot of the things you're saying make sense. But
Yes.
I don't know how much you have actually researched on this.
The answer to that is somewhat. I've looked to statistics that verify my worldview, and then I reiterated them. But obviously that's problem. The problem is, for a lot of this, a lot of it, it's correlation versus causation. It's like, you can say, for example, I found something saying the correlation that every 5 above the BMI of the normal BMI you are, you lose an average of 2.5 hours from your life expectancy. That was a stat. But is that correlation? Is that causation? Does that mean people who are less active are less like, and then there's like a correlation in there? I don't know. But I do know 2 things. I know, first of all, that there are health issues significantly correlated with obesity. There are health issues caused by obesity, but the extent of that I don't know. And also that doctors do say that obesity is a health crisis, and that kind of the obesity epidemic that we're having is a significant impact on the health of the general population, and the specific people that obesity is at health risk.
My biggest issue, specifically with the BMI thing, is that if your weight falls under certain thing, you count as obese, and that's just, it's numbers on a chart, and it doesn't really account for, because according to the BMI, so many people are considered obese, and you look at them and they just look like a slightly larger person. Like, they might be obese on the BMI chart, but that doesn't really reflect.
Obese.
I haven't checked what I am on the BMI thing, because
I'm obese as well.
I don't want to know, really, because it's like I said, when I have emotions.
But I think you might be obese.
Oh, I'm sure I am. I just haven't looked because I think it's nonsense.
Yeah.
And I think this idea is like, you're obese on the BMI chart. You must lose weight. You're going to lose years of your life. It's very different than looking at people who are, you'd be like, okay, I'm a person who is larger, but I really struggle with good habits because my life isn't going too well. I have no energy to get up and do anything. I'm really struggling. That is a person who's probably on the larger side and is going to have health risks because of their lifestyle. That's not a fault of their own. They're not a morally bad person if that is the case, and they are still deserving of love, and they're still deserving of being seen as desirable and full, like, valued. But that is maybe one of those things that's going to cause issues for their health later on in life, and that's when someone should be like, well, what if you like multitask with something you want to do? You can go outside and be with a friend you really want to see, or do something. Like, there's this idea. I think my main issue is just so much more of the cultural side of it rather than the
Right.
factual side of
Right.
it. Because a lot of this,
Mhm.
like, correlation, not causation, research is definitely biased because of our cultural view of people who are larger. And
Mm-hmm.
I think arguing about whether or not it's just to be fat is to be unhealthy, bottom line, and everyone who is fat needs to lose weight because that's a healthy thing to do, I think that's less of a problem than encouraging healthy habits because it makes you have a better life, you know? Like, if this,
Right.
like, so if someone is on the larger side because they're not working out and they're sad and they're having a really tough time, the goal should not be, well, how do we get you skinny? Like, you need to be skinny, you need to go out in that bikini body, you know? It should be, how can I make your life better? How can we improve your state of it? Like, what will make you happy? Because there's a difference between happiness and pleasure. Like, yeah,
Right.
not leaving the house, eating junk food, that might be pleasurable in the moment because you're having a tough time. But how can we improve your happiness in general? And a lot of times that includes going out, getting exercise, raising your heartbeat. And it doesn't mean going for a mile-long jog. Sometimes that can just be a brisk walk. It can be dancing to some music. Like, there's anything that raises your heartbeat, that is good for you. And so my biggest issue is when people try to come at it with a black and white, because yeah, there are definitely people who are obese. Like, there's, like, definitely correlation, but, like, they shouldn't be punished. Like, you shouldn't feel like, and like you said, like, you growing up, you should not have felt like you can't be desired because of your weight. Like, there are so many more important things about being a human being. And so that's always just been my sort of where I come back to, where I'm like, I can hear these statistics and all of the stuff, but it's like, I don't care about whether or not being fat is actually being healthy. I care about how can we help people who may not be living a satisfactory to them, to their life. Because if they are perfectly content being unhealthy, it's sort of like their body, their choice.
Failing.
Yeah, it's not a moral failing
Right.
on them. If they were like, I don't care about living long, I want to live happy, I want to do this and do that, that's their choice. I can't, like, I'm not gonna, like, judge them and be like, that person's so unhealthy, ew, disgusting. It's like, I'm not them. That's their life that they have to live. But if someone comes to me and they're like, I'm really unhappy and I want to lose weight or I want to do something better, I'm like,
Chad.
how can I help you?
Chad comes to you.
Yeah, Chad comes to me. I'm like, well, how can I help you? What is something that you feel like you're struggling with? And I will try to help someone in the most healthy way that I can without shaming them for things that are very, like, universal desires. Like, all human beings, no matter how they want to eat food, we want to break bread together.
What I was just gonna say is, I mean, I feel like I have kind of a similar viewpoint to Thea. I'd say I think Thea helped me, like, unlearn a lot of unhealthy sort of personal views.
Aw.
So thank you, Thea.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, yes, if you look at it, you know, from that objective standpoint, like, for health, would you prefer, if you had to, like, just choose, if you wanted to make the most healthy person and you had to choose between making them obese and making them not obese, clearly you would make them not obese. That would be, like, technically healthier. But it's, you know, life isn't as black and white as that. You don't just get that choice. And yeah, for a lot of societal reasons, for a lot of mental reasons, cultural reasons, you know. But basically just, I feel like Thea spoke a lot on that, so I'll just say for myself, I personally have decided that I would prefer to be okay with myself at this size than to lose so much sleep and hate myself and, like, be really psychologically damaging myself for the chance at being skinny.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I think that's where I come at from it. I think for me, you know, maybe I will deal with health issues, but that's down the road. And I am choosing to accept that reality for my current mental health.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and if you, Richard, want to lose weight and you're like, this would be better for my, then like, go for it. Like, no one, I'm not here to shame anyone.
I mean, I am.
Like, no, you're not allowed to want to lose weight. Like, that is a personal goal, and if you're trying to do it in the healthiest way possible.
The only issue I might have with someone actively attempting to lose weight is just I'm worried about them falling into disordered eating, because I think it is so easy to do. But as long as you're aware of that risk and, like, you know, are taking care of yourself, it's like, yes, please. Like, go ahead.
Like, tell me how I can help you with that. Whether that's, if we hang out, we have to bring our own food and not go out. If it's doing, like, multitasking and doing something that's physically active, like that, I feel like that should be people's reaction, not like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you for trying to finally lose the weight. This is amazing. And it's like, you're now seen as like a...
I mean, that's interesting, because at least in my life, anyone who, and this is kind of partially the reason I want to discuss it, anyone who I ever tell that I want to lose weight almost always says, oh, you sure about that? Like, that's what I get from a lot of different people. This kind of, so people can't see, I feel like I'm getting actively discouraged, which I think is weird.
Yeah,
and that's part of the way I'm talking about.
I feel like that's also partly just because of how disordered eating is becoming we're becoming more aware of it in our culture. And I think a lot of people now, that when they hear, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, it's sort of become this, oh, okay, I don't want to say something that's going to be like, wow, people really don't like me when I'm this weight. I feel like people are more aware of the other side of it. And are probably...
We also live in such a...
liberal area.
Yeah. Like, I feel like if we didn't live in Richardston, of course. Richardston is very liberal. And I feel like if we didn't live in such a liberal area, and also I think if you were talking with an older generation, I feel like you would probably get different results. I think what's happening is you are talking to, like, university level, socially aware, liberal people in Massachusetts. So I think that makes sense that they are wary of the mental health effects
I feel like
come with, like, dieting and trying to lose weight.
By the way, whenever you guys are ready, I'm prepared to do our game.
Well, yeah, I guess we could wrap it up with our...
Which is sort of, it's just sort of unrelated, so a little bit of fresh air. So I was looking at risk, right, and while I was doing my research, and I found a list of sports, and it included considered dangerous, typically, from least dangerous to most dangerous. So I'm going to give you a list of sports, and I want you to order them as best you can from most to least dangerous.
Oh, wait, that's fun.
Ready?
Hold on, wait. Let me get a notepad so I can keep track of everything.
Yeah, me too.
All right, yeah, get your pens and pencils out. Listeners, get your pens and pencils out.
Oh, yes, of course. If they've gotten this far, in which they have, I'm so sorry.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, set,
Number 1, base jumping.
Base jumping?
Frick is what is
Base
base
jumping.
jumping?
Base
Tell
jumping.
ChatGPT that base jumping isn't a real sport. I don't know what that is.
It is a real sport. Just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not a real sport. Base jumping is a recreational sport, I'm reading the Wikipedia article, of jumping from fixed objects using a parachute to descend to the ground. So it's jumping off of buildings, antennas, spans, which means bridges, or cliffs, which is earth. So basically jumping off objects and parachuting
with a
down.
Parachute.
Next sport is mountaineering. Specifically like pretty, big mountains mountaineering. Do you guys think that's more, just out of curiosity, do you think that's more or less dangerous than base jumping?
I think it might be, depending on equipment, more, because if base jumping, you always have a parachute, I don't know. Like, if mountaineering specifically, like you're climbing a steep mountain, but
Let's start doing a list. So we have mountaineering as more than base jumping.
Yeah.
Let's see where you put the next one. The next one is
Okay.
scuba. No, sorry, not scuba diving. That's gonna come later. Forget about that. Paragliding.
Ooh, okay. What's the exact definition of paragliding?
Recreational competitive adventure sport of flying paragliders, lightweight, free-flying, foot-launched glider aircraft with no rigid primary structure.
I feel like mountaineering is like, I feel like that one's gonna be one of the most dangerous, I feel like.
you know what's real dangerous?
Okay.
Those people that go into those tiny little caverns. That's like torture.
Unfortunately, I don't have. I know cave diving is very.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why would you
but
want
cave
to do
diving
that?
is even worse. Like in cave exploration, where they go in the tiniest little crack.
Right? Like, why would you do that?
I know, and they're like belly crawling, and like there's no. Oh my god, I'm claustrophobic just thinking about it.
All right, next is scuba diving.
I feel like that one could be bad. I feel like scuba diving definitely over. I feel like right now base jumping is the least dangerous.
Okay.
Because as long as the parachute works, I feel like you're kind of fine. I feel like mountaineering is the most dangerous, then scuba diving, then paragliding, then base jumping, in my opinion, currently.
All right.
What's the next one?
The next one is skiing.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, well, is this like, have we done it by severity of dangers, or just dangers in general?
Yes, this is chance that you die in a given doing of this.
This is like
Okay,
my
okay,
overthinking
chance of
final
death.
exam. This is how I approach every activity. How close am I to death at any given point while I'm doing it?
Well, I can tell you for these 6 sports.
Alright, what's our final one?
Your final one is skydiving.
My sweet mate skydives, and I think that's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, your sweet mate's crazy.
Love you, Emily, if you listen to this.
All right, let's get and Herod, what's your order first?
Oh, wait, give me a second to think
Yeah,
about it.
we've gotta put
Alright.
some, like, dramatic thinking
I
music in
still-
the background. Dun, dun,
I
dun, dun.
still think. I still think mountaineering is the most dangerous.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. It just feels dangerous to me. Maybe I've just seen too many like clips of like people getting lost or people like. There's so much stuff. You could get attacked by a bear. You could run out of water. You could run out of food. You could get lost. There could be a storm. There could be a landslide. I'm like, there's so many ways to die in a mountain.
You say there could be a store? Just like come up on a
Storm.
Walmart and you're like, no! Oh.
And then you immediately have a heart attack and die. You're like, capitalism has gone too far.
Anyway.
I think
All right, mountaineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thea, what's your order?
I think, since Herod's leading with mountaineering, I think this could just be me being terrified of the ocean and hearing too many stories of people getting murdered during scuba dives. But I think scuba diving I'm leading with scuba diving. Mountaineering is my second. I put skiing up there because I feel like that's like a red herring. Like I put skiing as number 3 because I'm like, you roll on your neck the wrong way. Like there's so many ways you could get hurt skiing. That's why I don't do it. And then I just did skydiving, paragliding, base jumping. I don't know why base jumping feels safer than skydiving, but I'm assuming they're fairly equal. It's just jumping from a high thing with a parachute. Okay.
All right, are you ready for... Herod, do you want to give me your official results?
Yeah. What's your list?
Alright. My list is mountaineering first, then scuba diving, then skiing, then paragliding, then skydiving, then base jumping. I think it's the same as Thea's, but we've switched mountaineering and scuba diving.
All right.
All right. Well, if it's exactly the same, except you switch mountaineering and what's
and
skydiving?
scuba diving.
Yeah.
Or
No,
scuba diving and scuba diving. So that just depends on which one is lower. All right. So our least dangerous activity. I'm gonna go from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Skiing.
Oh,
Well, we were both wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
have
skiing is like you roll on your neck
Skiing?
and it's game over.
Mhm. And these are all measured in chance that you die out of 1,000,000
I guess
per
so many
activity.
people
you know,
skiing.
okay, that makes sense because there's a lot of people who go skiing and like very safely,
Mhm.
and I feel like the
Yeah.
people who go base jumping, they're not doing that shit safely.
So skiing is 0.7
That makes sense.
micro
Okay.
morts. They're called.
Yeah, micromorts.
Next most dangerous, scuba diving.
Really?
Okay.
Mhm.
Is that like the same?
Maybe
I
just-
feel like that might be the same thing of there's a lot of people who scuba dive, who aren't like adrenaline junkies.
Yeah. I don't think we got any of these.
That is at 5 micromorts. All right.
Okay.
Next is skydiving
Okay.
at
I think-
8 micromorts.
So that's
Okay.
the
So
fourth.
paragliding and base jumping were
That's
both.
4th. Yeah.
were-
Okay, so I got a point. I said skydiving is number 4.
I said paragliding was more dangerous.
Next is number 3, paragliding at 74. A little bit of a jump.
Whoa, 74 out of 1,000,000 people?
74 out of 1,000,000 is the chance that you die paragliding each time you paraglide.
That is a very high jump.
Yeah, we were doing point stuff a minute ago.
From point of a person.
It went 0.7, 5, 8, 74. All right.
Oh, okay, I thought, okay, yeah, okay, 5, 8, 74. Yeah. Makes sense.
Next is second most dangerous, drumroll please, is base jumping.
Yay!
430 micronauts.
So we
micromorts.
both really underestimated base jumping.
Yeah, so base jumping is actually much more. It's much more dangerous because you have a lot less room to deploy the parachute.
Oh!
And so if anything goes wrong,
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Me either. You just
I'm
imagine
sure
when
there are dude
someone's
bros.
doing it.
Dude bros, whoever listened to this, then they base jumped like, actually, it's super dangerous. Like, you guys really need to take it more seriously. Like, we risk our lives for the thrill.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine.
You sound like
base
the
jumpers
Hanks. You sound like the Hanks from...
Yeah.
all right. And then the last one is mountaineering. So I have 2 different stats. I have the one for the Matterhorn or one for Mount Everest. Which one do you want to use?
Oh my gosh. I feel like they're both gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Let's do Matterhorn first.
I want you to get Matterhorn. What do you think it is? Base jumping was 430. It's higher than that.
Gosh. I feel like it's in the thousands.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2,000.
I'll go crazy. I'll do 5,000 or higher.
It's gonna be like
It is-
100,000.
It is 2,840.
Okay.
Jumping Harrods.
Okay.
Out of
It
a
wasn't
million
like
chance.
200,000.
So what is that?
That would be crazy,
Out of
actually.
a million?
200,000 would be like a fifth chance.
Yes, that would be a 1 in 5 of people who scale the Matterhorn. This is it means 0.3%, rounded up. 0.3% of people who scale the Matterhorn die.
I mean,
Well,
that's
Alright.
not, like, that's significant.
I think Herod won because she got the number 1. I only got the
did.
4th.
Yeah. And Herod has one. Congratulations from Herod.
Yay!
Well done. I think
know a
my
lot about
my
Jack.
fear of the ocean colored that.
How many micromorts do you think Mount Everest is?
Is it micro? It can't be micromorts.
They're micromorts is what they're called. That's
Oh.
the unit. It's a 1 in a
Okay.
million chance of death. It's a micromort.
Do you think it's gonna be more or less than Matterhorn? I'm interested.
I don't know enough about mountains.
I
All I know
feel
is
like-
everyone says that Everest is like the super scary one.
Yeah,
I don't
Everest
know.
is super dangerous. I think it's gonna be more. I'm gonna say 3,500.
I'll do
Okay.
4,000.
It is 37,932.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that gasp sounded exaggerated, but it wasn't. It was a genuine gasp. I just have very exaggerated gasps.
Yeah, 37,932, which means there's a 3.4% chance that you die
Oh
if
my
you try to scale Mount
gosh.
Everest.
Well, that's because of all those dumbasses who come and like didn't bring anything with them. I bet. I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry. I'm
it's because a lot of people
victim shaming.
I think a lot of people jump straight to it as like a thing to do, right? It's like, let's do Mount Everest. That's the big one, right?
Yeah.
I know K2. I think K2 is even more dangerous.
No.
But in some interesting facts, the daily dose of micromorts, the background micromort radiation, is 22 per day.
Sorry, micromort. What's micromort radiation?
The
What
background
does that
radiation.
mean?
So essentially, every single day, just by living your life, you have a 22 out of a million chance of dying.
Huh. So you significantly increase that by going on Mount Everest.
You do.
You significantly decrease it by going skiing.
You don't decrease it. That's an additional thing. So then it's 22.7.
all the way down
Always ski.
to 0.7.
Death can't
micromort.
catch you if
never
you're on a
die
mountain.
if you go skiing. Only 0.7 of you can die.
The Grim
That's how
Reaper
that
will have to
works,
catch
right?
me on these skis.
The chance of a couple other fun facts. In their first day of life, it is 430 out of a million chance that you die.
That doesn't surprise me.
Taking ecstasy is, I don't know why they have some of these. These are the stats they decided to put on the Wikipedia page for micromort. For ecstasy is 0.5 micromorts per ecstasy tablet.
Okay.
So less dangerous than skiing.
That's less than skiing.
And, interesting fact, the safest form of transportation by number of miles you can go for one micromort is a train at 6,000 miles per micromort.
And yet we have
Airplanes
the worst
are-
public transportation of them all.
Airplanes are 1,000 miles per micromort. Cars are 250 miles per micromort. The most dangerous is motorcycling at 6 miles per micromort. So,
I'm so terrified of driving a motorcycle, but man, do they look cool. And that's just the irony of existing.
I could see you on a moped.
I'll be like,
wow.
my grandmother,
A
when
Vespa?
my mom was in college, had this bright lime green jacket and a bright red little moped, and she would ride it around my mom's college campus because she worked there, and my mom said that she wanted to crawl under a rock and never come out because it was so embarrassing.
Wait, do you know that Vespa is Italian for wasp? I never knew that.
No, I didn't.
I'm not surprised, so I don't know if I had heard that before. But I don't remember hearing that, but for some reason that didn't shock me. I was like, that checks out.
Yeah, they was like, that makes sense. They look like wasps.
Well, it's just
I see
Vespa.
a Vespa.
That
I
sounds
think
like wasp.
Wait, the original Vespa had an attached sidecar? Now I gotta do a podcast on Vespas. That's the next
Victor,
one.
calm down.
Sidecars are cool, though. Haven't you always wanted a sidecar?
Always makes me think of Wallace and Gromit.
It also, I saw this
anyway.
Tumblr post
Yeah.
that was, like, apparently the original Batman series. Again, this is a Tumblr post, so take it with a grain of salt. The motorcycle, which had, like, the Bat Cycle, had a sidecar that would detach, and it would automatically, like, go to certain locations, and Robin was in that sidecar.
Yeah.
However, it did detach. It did not automatically go to locations and just veered off in any direction. And so apparently this man was taking his life into his hands anytime they did a shot with the motorcycle. Poor guy.
Well, hopefully that's not true. Well, at least he's okay, so...
It was made in like the 60s. I don't know what the safety regulations
Yeah,
were
it could
back
be
then.
true. They had the asbestos rain in the 60s, so...
God.
Have you heard of like White Christmas or whatever? The snow was asbestos and everyone died of cancer.
What?
No. Where?
The movie White Christmas. They use asbestos for snow, and then everyone died of cancer.
No.
Well, what a fun way to end this episode.
Now we're gonna have to do a trigger warning for asbestos.
I think it was. I'm looking at I think it was White Christmas. It's definitely. It's a Christmas movie. I think it was White Christmas, but I can't find it on the Wikipedia page, so it might have been a different movie.
I'm dreaming of an asbestos. Just like the ones I used to know.
Oh yeah, it is White Christmas. That's right. It just. Oh, Wizard of Oz. Apparently, it was asbestos.
Not everyone died though.
No. But a lot of people got cancer. So not everyone died, but a lot of people got cancer.
I mean, a lot of people do get cancer
being
just in
snow in the Wizard of Oz.
And Harold, you should be a lawyer for like Monsanto. Well, you know, their client dude got cancer, but like a lot of people get cancer. So like.
I didn't even think anyone picked up on the fact that I said that.
Well, this was a fun topic.
Oh yeah.
I met the podcast. It was an interesting topic that Richard brings to the table. It's a real wild card of topic.
I don't know. It's just something because I know you guys have
something to the
kind of
table. He can't be food because he's dieting.
No, I can bring you. I had a hummus. I got hummus.
I've been doing hummus lately. I quite like hummus.
If you doing hummus.
Doing hummus with your ecstasy.
How many micromorts is some hummus?
Well, hopefully this was enjoyable and not overly triggering for people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I feel like I had a good time.
This podcast is about our hyperfixations, right?
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
It is
our
something.
hobbies. Yeah.
Hyperfixation on his body image, I guess.
I mean, it fits. It's something that you've had a lot. You wanted the rant about, and that's really what this podcast boils down to.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Anyway, voice crack.
Anyway.
I have been 1/3 of your host, Richard.
I have been 2/3 of your host, Angharin.
And I've been the third of your host, Thea. Bye!
Alright.
Bye.
See you later.